Right, I have just finished a hat that is a test knit for Annie Lupton from Boho Chic Fiber Company, and it's for mom. She loves hot pink, and since it's color work, I did black. I did a taller brimming than what the pattern calls for because mom walks to work in the morning when it's really cold, and because it's in the morning, it's really early and it's dark, so I did hot pink on the top so that she can be seen. Well, I decided yesterday that I'm going to add a pom pom to it. There's not a pom pom in the pattern, and this is my first time doing the button. So I used my tail, where I closed up the crown, I used the tail to sew the button onto the crown. You want to make sure that you find a needle whose eye is large enough to accommodate the thread, but will still go through the holes in the button. I actually had to go look for another needle because the first one I had wasn't going to do it. So before I start my pom-pom, I have made a slip knot with both of my colors because I'm going to make a two-color pom-pom. I've made a slip knot with both of them. I left the pink really short and the black is really long because I am going to make a chain out of these two tails. There we go. To secure the pom-pom to the hat. Now, obviously, I am not going to need all of this because it just needs to go nicely around the button and not come off. I could probably take about 3 of those out. I'm going to take out 2 because I'm going to single crochet back and see how that goes. Now on my button, I chose one that was a 4-hole because I was afraid that a single hole button, while it was larger, wouldn't have the same integrity as a 4-hole button, covering more space on the top of the hat and therefore making things more secure. Now, like I said before, this is the first time I've done this, so I don't know how well it's going to work. I will talk to mom about it after she has worn it for a while and washed it a couple of times. And the yarn is superwash yarn with a nylon blend. It is Knit Picks Stroll in solids. The pink is called Pucker, and the black is just called Black. I started with full balls of each color. I have a small amount of black left and a little bit more left of the pink. Try and get this last one in here. You can see that last chain was done with both colors to secure that end a little bit better. Now, go ahead and go up here too. Right into the slip knot. Then, going to grab, I turned it from my working. I'm going to go all the way back to the very first one that I did, and it being black, it's hard to see. There it is. And I'm going to slip stitch at the top of it. If I can find my tail. I only want the black tail, the long, well, not the working black tail. Okay. I'm just gonna yarn over and pull it through. It's a little bit twisted, but I'm okay with that. And then do 2 chains to end it. Pull it snug, but not completely in case I need to get it undone. And let's see how it fits. Probably take I'm going to take out 2 more chains and redo that. I'll do that off camera. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, So this time I counted, and I ended up with 5 single crochets, which means I was using 6 chains, and I like the look of that a lot better. Fits around that button further down underneath, instead of looking like it was a ring around it like the last one did. It actually fits underneath, so I am pleased with that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that end all the way through and secure that down. I used a size F crochet hook just because it's what I had laying around. Each time you do one of these, it's going to take some trial and error, simply because each hat's going to be different. Each button you use is going to be different, and you might be using different weights of yarn each time and things of that nature. Okay, so now I have this little pink tail and this black tail, which is still the one that I was crocheting with for my button loop. We want to make sure those are out of the way. And now we're going to do our pom-pom with our 2 working ends. I am using the Doodle Loom from Bucilia. It comes with 3 different sizes, this large one, this little teeny tiny one, and I'm going to use the medium size. It is my favorite pom-pom maker. To me, it's the easiest to use. It makes the most sense and things like that. Because I've got my loop here and I want it very close to the middle of the pom-pom, I'm not going to leave as much over on this side as I normally would. This is to make sure that you have ends to tie that pom-pom closed. I have my long black end that I can use for that from the middle. So I'm going to bring it so that my loop is over here. And then I don't feel like I have enough hands when I start these guys. Let's try the opposite side. We'll put our long black guy in that one. And then let's put the loop in the middle. Like I said, never done this before, so this is trial and error. We'll come back around. Again, just not enough hands. Okay, here we go. We're just going to go with this. And I'm holding both colors. Let's get the pink tail out of the way. And you start winding. I'm doing every other ridge. It doesn't have to be perfect. They don't have to be lined up and all straight. Oops, I did too many ridges right there. Okay, there we go. And just keep winding. I'm not going to talk during this. I will try and figure out how to speed it up when I edit. Depending on how fast you see it, will let you know whether or not I was successful. Alright, now I'm just going to fill in. I'll do off camera a couple rows, layers, and then show you, and then do some more, and then show you one more time. Okay, I cut my black tail because it was getting in the way. So he's short now, but I gotta watch out and make sure I don't wrap him up. And be careful and make sure I don't squish my loop and lose it. I am roughly halfway. I have pretty much completely covered all of the plastic now. And now the idea will be to keep winding, keeping it fairly even until this middle here is almost gone. Okay, I am finished winding. I still have my tail here. This tail's important. It's one of the tails that you will use to tie the pom-pom up. The other tail is over here, and we'll talk about how we get that out in just a second. With the pom-pom set, I keep these stork scissors. They live in the set all the time. Go ahead and cut your ends. And then pull on this guy here. And we're going to cut it. Get the scissors picked up. And it's going to make the other end that we're going to tie with. So now I have this end to tie with and this single end to tie with right here. And I just start with one single, like the beginning of tying your shoes. And I pull it tight, and you got to hang on to it. So the next thing to do, I'm not going to talk while I do it. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to do it. This one's being stubborn. Okay. There's a ridge that I should have showed you at the beginning. I'll show you when I get it off. There's a ridge under here. And these scissors are very pointy and very sharp. And they stay, like I said, with the Pom Pom set because I know that these scissors work for this. You go in and you cut. Just doing a little at a time. Take your time. My hand is actually holding the yarn onto the Pom Pom maker because if I let go at this point, if I don't have that knot pulled tightly enough, which I know at this moment I don't because the yarn's so slick because it's superwash, this Pom Pom's just going to go poof everywhere. See, there's that ridge. Okay. My two ends. Get everybody situated. Hold really tight. See how much tighter that got? That's why I only do the single knot at the beginning. And then get in here. And we're going to do another one. All right. And now you do some shaping. This is the part where my mom's really good. I'm not quite as patient. Here's the loop to attach. Spin it around, get it centered where we want it to be the bottom part of the Pom Pom. Okay, we've got a few obvious ones here that need to go. Other than that, with this Pom Pom maker, there's just not a lot of shaping involved usually. I set him down on the table, look around for who's hanging out. Couple over here, a little bit long. Looking pretty good. Remember, it doesn't need to be perfect. It's going to be on top of somebody's head while they're walking around, and it just, just a little something to look cute. And I'm pretty pleased with it. So let's find that loop. Remember, it was real tight. It was only 5 single crochets. We'll pop it on the button here. Nice and snug, which is what I wanted. But I think Mom should still be able to do it even with the fibro. And there we go. It's on. Not coming off. And I'll include a picture here at the end. Thank you for watching Azariah Studios. Happy making!